Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu
Assalamualaikum dear students. I am Dr. Sadia Safar and today we will discuss about the methods of conservation of biodiversity.
As we have discussed in last lecture that there are two methods for the biodiversity conservation. One is in situ conservation and another is ex situ conservation. In situ conservation we have discussed in last lecture in detail, and today we will discuss about the ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation means off-site conservation. It is process
Of protecting an endangered species or varieties or breed, it may be the plant or animal outside its natural habitat. For example, by removing the part of population from a threatened habitat and placing it in a new location, which may be a wild area or within the care of humans. Means it depends the type of organisms and the method of conservation. The degree to which humans control or modify the natural dynamics of managed population varies widely, and this may include alteration of living environments, reproductive patterns, access to resources, and protection from predation and mortality.
ex situ conservation is the management that can occur
Within or outside a species' natural geographic range. Individual maintained ex situ exist outside an ecological niche. This means that they are not under the same selection pressures as wild population normally faces under the natural conditions, as they have to face different pressures and struggle a lot for their survival, and they may undergo artificial selection if maintained ex situ for multiple generations. Agricultural biodiversity is also conserved in ex situ collections. This is primarily in the form of gene banks where samples are stored in order to conserve the genetic resources of major crop plants and their wild relatives. There are different techniques which are used for ex situ conservation of the biodiversity, like botanical gardens, zoo, and aquariums. Botanical gardens and zoo are the most conventional methods of ex situ conservation. Also, in ex situ conservation, all of which household protected specimens for breeding and reintroduction into the wild when necessary and possible. These facilities provide not only housing and caring for specimens of endangered species but also have an educational value. They inform the public of the threatened status of endangered species and of those factors which cause the threat, with the hope of creating public interest in stopping and reversing those factors which jeopardize species survival in the first place. There are some techniques used for ex situ conservation. Ex situ techniques target plant and animal populations. Techniques vary according to the characteristics of the species to be preserved, which dictates the type of material to be preserved. For example, the type may be the whole animal, may be pollen or seeds. Ex situ collections of the plants are established by storing the seeds, conserving the pollen, and through the storage of plant shoots in conditions of slow or suspended growth, that is the in vitro conservation. Ex situ techniques applicable to animal populations include the storage of embryos, semen, ovule, DNA, or captive breeding through the establishment of field gene banks and livestock parks. In particular, captive breeding and reintroduction programs have sparked the controversy due to, among others, the difficulty in establishing self-sustaining captive populations and high cost involved in captive breeding programs. Poor success of reintroduction attempts and negative genetic effects of domestication on reproductive rates. Some species are, however, more susceptible to captive breeding programs than others. For example, the global loss of amphibian species is mainly tackled through the captive breeding because small body size, low maintenance requirements, repeated breeding, and high fecundity of frogs allows a rapid build-up of captive populations.
Such strategies include establishment of botanical gardens, zoos, conservation stands, genes, pollen seed, seedlings, tissue culture, and DNA bank. Seed gene bank is a type of ex situ conservation, and these are cold storages where seeds are kept under controlled temperature and humidity for storage, and this is easiest way to store the germ plasma of the plants at low temperature. Seeds preserved under controlled condition, mostly in minus temperature, that remain viable for long durations of time. Another type of ex situ conservation is the gene bank that deals with the genetic variability that is preserved by gene bank under normal growing conditions. These are cold storages where germ plasms are kept under controlled temperature and humidity for storage. This is an important way of preserving the genetic resources. Long-term captive breeding is another method of ex situ conservation that involve capture, maintenance and captive breeding on long-term basis of individuals of endangered species which have lost their habitat permanently or certain highly unfavorable conditions are present in their habitat. Animal translocation is another type of ex situ conservation. Release of animals in a new locality which come from anywhere else. Translocation is carried in following cases: when a species on which an animal is dependent becomes rare, or when a species is endemic or restricted to a particular area, or due to the habitat destruction or unfavorable environmental conditions, or increase in population in an area. Zoos are mostly used for the conservation of animals, and zoos are established for the conservation of mostly wild animals. An establishment which maintains a collection of wild animals, typically in a park or garden, for study, for conservation or for display. Mostly these sites are most visited and ex situ conservation site with the World Zoo Conservation Strategy, estimating that 1100 organized zoos in the world receive more than 600 million visitors annually. Globally, there is an estimated total of 2107 aquaria and zoo in 125 countries. Additionally, many private collectors or other not-for-profit groups hold animals and they engage in conservation or reintroduction efforts. The zoological gardens is also used for ex situ conservation. In zoos, wild animals are maintained in captivity, and conservation of wild animals that are rare or endangered in their natural habitat. The oldest zoo, Shanbram Zoo, which exists today, also was established in Vienna in 1759. Botanical gardens
are also a technique for ex situ conservation. And botanical garden is a place where plants are cultivated for scientific, educational, and ornamental purpose, often including a library, herbarium, and greenhouse arboretum. Botanical gardens is a place where flowers, fruits, and vegetables are grown, and botanical gardens provide the beauty and calm environment. Most of them have started keeping exotic plants for educational and research purpose. There are approximately 2000 botanical gardens in 148 countries, cultivating or storing an estimated 80,000 taxa of plants. Cryopreservation. This is the newest application of technology for preservation of biotic parts. This type of preservation is most important, and this type of conservation is done at very low temperature in liquid nitrogen. Thus, the metabolic activities of the organisms are suspended under the low temperature, which are later used for research purpose. Cryopreservation. The storage of seeds, pollen, tissue, or embryos in liquid nitrogen. Mostly cryopreservation is used for the plants, and this method can be used for virtually indefinite storage of material without deterioration over a much greater time period relative to all other methods of ex situ conservation. Cryopreservation is also used for the conservation of livestock genetics through the cryoconservation of animal genetic resources. Technical limitations prevent the cryopreservation of many species, but cryobiology is a field of active research, and many studies concerning the plants are underway. Next technique of the ex situ conservation is seed banking, that is widely used for the conservation of plants. The storage of seeds in a temperature and moisture controlled environment, and this technique is used for taxa with orthodox seeds that tolerate desiccation. Seed bank facilities vary from sealed boxes to climate controlled walk-in freezers, and the seeds that don't tolerate desiccation are typically not held in seed banks for extended periods of time. Next technique is the field gene banking, an extensive open air planting used maintain the genetic diversity of wild, agricultural and forestry species. This is also mostly used for the plant species for the conservation of plants and typically species that are either difficult or impossible to conserve in seed banks are conserved in field gene banks. Field gene banks may also be used to grow and select progeny of species stored by other ex situ techniques. DNA bank is another technique of ex situ conservation. DNA bank simple, efficient and long-term method that reduce the risk of loss of genetic information in surroundings, and it requires small sample size for the storage and keep the stable nature of DNA in cold storage. Stored genetic material is introduced through the genetic techniques to get new plants. Cultivation collections, that is another technique of ex situ conservation and used for the conservation of plant species. Plants under horticultural care is a constructed landscape, typically a botanical garden or arboreta, and this technique is similar to a field gene bank in that plants are maintained in the ambient environment, but collections are typically not as genetically diverse or extensive. These collections are susceptible to hybridization, artificial selection, genetic drift, and disease transmission. Species that cannot be conserved by other ex situ techniques are often included in cultivated collection. Inter situ is another ex situ conservation technique that is used for the conservation of plants. Plants are under horticulture care, but environment is managed to near natural conditions. This occurs with either restored or semi-natural environments. This technique is primarily used for taxa that are rare or in areas where habitat has been severely degraded. Means they are not able to grow in their habitat due to the habitat destruction or habitat degradation. There are some steps used for the conservation. Use of immature zygotic embryo nor for vegetatively propagated species, and addition of inhibitors and manipulating the storage temperature, mineral oil overlay reduce the oxygen tension and defoliation of shoots. Biodiversity conservation also occur through the biotechnology. One of the tools used to enhance the biodiversity is biotechnology. Biotechnology covers a variety of techniques and applications that allow changes and improvements in living organisms to provide desirable products for man's use. Biotechnology is presently used for the conservation, evaluation, and utilization of biodiversity, particularly for important crops. According to Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, it is estimated that about 3/4 of genetic diversity in agricultural crops have been lost over the last century due to various reasons such as the combination of different agricultural production system and globalization. Tissue culture, that is used for the storage and propagation. Somatic tissues can be stored in vitro for short periods of time. This is done in a light and temperature controlled environment that regulates the growth of cells as a ex situ conservation technique. Tissue culture is primarily used for clonal propagation of vegetative tissue or immature seeds. This allows for proliferation of clonal plants from a relatively small amount of parent tissue. Tissue culture bank, the cryopreservation of disease-free meristems is very helpful. Long-term culture of excised roots and shoots are maintained in tissue culture bank. The meristem culture is very popular in plant propagation as it's a virus and disease-free method of multiplication. Means they multiply without contamination. There are some advantages of ex situ conservation. It is useful for declining the population of species and endangered animals on the verge of extinction are successfully breeded. Threatened species are breeded in captivity and then released in the natural habitats. Ex situ centers offer the possibilities of observing the wild animals which are otherwise not possible. It is extremely useful for conducting the research and scientific work on different species. So it's all about the ex situ conservation of biodiversity. We will discuss more about the methods of conservation of biodiversity in next lecture. There are some references. Thank you so much, dear students, for your attention.